of the neck, through the shoulder, and there's other meridians in here as well. So let's just make a fist and do percussive techniques. We're just pounding everything out, all the stuck chi, any sort of stuck chi in the gallbladder that relates to the liver, pounding everything out, pounding everything out. And now between the pad of our hand and the fingertips, let's just massage everything up there. All the way up in the neck, into the shoulders, we're just squeezing, massaging. I don't know about you, but I love this. It really, really helps to release any stuck chi. Increase our energy. Keep that energy moving, massaging. And then the other side, holding at the elbow, coming over, and let's pound everything out. Pound it out, all that stress, all that tension, any stuck chi, we're moving it out, up into the neck, down into the shoulder, the upper back, all those wonderful meridians in there. Pounding, pounding, and then we're gonna massage, just squeeze and release, squeeze and release, squeeze and release, squeeze and release. Very good. Wonderful. Okay, now with our hand on our forehead, we're going to access this gallbladder 20 points in a different way. And there's also some other points up close to the gallbladder meridian that relate to the kidney bladder function. So holding our forehead, cupping your hand, coming to the back of the head, at the base of the skull, top of the neck, and we're pounding. We're just pounding in there, moving that chi through gallbladder 20. It's called the wind pond. We want to keep that energy moving through the wind pond so we don't get sick. Other hand on the forehead. Pounding. Pounding. Okay, good. Now, I mentioned the gallbladder and liver runs down the outside of the pant, you know, where the seam is in the pant, that's gallbladder. Inside where the seam is liver. So let's just pound down the gallbladder meridian as far down as you can go. And back up, and back down, up and down, up and down. And now the inside of the leg, let's get that liver chi moving. Let's move that liver chi out. Up and down, all the way into the calves. We're also getting some spleen and kidneys in here, which is really important, really good. But mostly we're focusing on liver. Up and down, up and down. Okay. And now in this same position, make sure you can see me here. We're going to have our legs apart, and we're going to have our hands on our knees. And what we're going to do is open up the liver meridian by stretching it. And at the same time, I'm just going to demonstrate. I'm coming to the side. I'm stretching open this meridian, the liver, but I'm also dropping this shoulder down to stretch up in here and open up the gallbladder meridian, small intestine, large intestine. It all runs up in here. So we're doing several things here. Okay, so let's try this. Breathe in. As we breathe out, push back on the knee, stretch over to the side. Do you feel that? That opening in the inside of the leg? Now see if you can drop the shoulder down at the same time. And breathe in and come up. And breathe out. And stretching, opening up that liver energy on the inside of the leg, letting the shoulder drop forward. And feel it. Feel that. Breathe in and come up. One more time, we'll go to the other side and breathe out. Stretching. Breathe in. And one last time over here. Breathe out. And stretch. Now, if you want, what I do when I do this on myself every day, I'm kind of using my breath a little bit faster and I'm moving a little bit more because I really want to stimulate and activate that chi in the liver and up in the shoulder. So we can go back and forth, and really activate that Qi movement, that Qi flow. Okay, now let's come down to the mat, and I'm gonna show you a couple of things. I have to keep moving my screen around to make sure you can see me. Okay, so the most important point on the liver meridian that is extremely good for if you have headaches, nausea, even high blood pressure, this is an indicated point, lethargy for sure. It helps to unstick this energy in the liver, and it's called liver 3. And the way we get to it is follow the line up between your big toe and your first toe, and it's gonna stop right in the V, and that's liver 3. So the way I like to get to it, if I put my thumb right there, right into liver 3, and then bring my other thumb on top of it, and breathe in, and breathe out. We're pushing down into liver 3. And you might feel a little tenderness in here if you're right on the point. Breathe in and breathe out. If it's really painful for you, it could be an indication of some stuck Qi in the liver system, liver gallbladder. So this is a really good point for you. And then let's just massage that point. Let's just massage that. Liver 3. Does everybody feel that? I'm looking for hands. Everybody with their hand up or hand. Okay, good. Everybody's feeling that point. Wonderful. Great point to work. By the way, a lot of points in the body, including this one, are great. Like if you're watching TV or just sitting around, you can be doing some points on yourself that would be very therapeutic. That's liver 3. Other side, let's do the same thing. Let's find that point and let the thumb come into that point at the right at that junction, right at the V. And then let the thumb come in, the other thumb on top. Breathe in and breathe out. Pushing into liver 3. Breathe in and breathe out. Really moving any lethargy or stuckness in here. You know, when I used to see clients, I would see some people who had really strong, what's called kidney Qi, really good energy. But in their later years, they were complaining of lethargy and etc. Even though they had good, what's called ancestral Qi, they weren't feeling it. And almost always the problem was they had plenty of energy in their body, but it was stuck energy because the liver energy was stuck. So I would push this point and I would push on the meridians and really work the liver gallbladder system so that the general of the body can then distribute the energy that's in the body. So liver 3, great point. Let's do a quick stretch for the gallbladder meridian on the outside. We're just gonna take our leg like so. Gallbladder meridian out here on the seam of the pants, hand underneath. Breathe in and breathe out. Just lift that leg up until you feel a stretch on the outside of the leg. Breathe in and breathe out. And one more time. Gallbladder, breathe in and breathe out. Good. I know some of you out there already know all this. Some of you are part of the self-massage program, Anne and a couple others. So yeah, you know this one. Breathe in and breathe out and stretch. Breathe in and breathe out and stretch. And one more time, release, breathe in, breathe out and stretch. Very good. Okay, wonderful, good for the liver gallbladder. Now, Patricia, how am I doing on time? Do I have a few more minutes?
Sure. Yes, please.
Let me show, let's come onto our backs. And we're gonna do a couple of things here. And I'm sure you all know, we're gonna have one leg straight out and the other one up like so. And I'm sure you know from Patricia's classes, we're just gonna Hold with our hand. We're going to breathe in and we're going to breathe out and come over and open everything up in the upper body chest area, which is lungs. And then we're also opening up the low back area, which relates to kidneys and bladder. And we're in kidney bladder time, so this is good. And now we're going to reach over with the hand that's out here, and we're just going to pound on the outside of the leg. Now that the gallbladder meridian is open, now we can really activate it by pounding it up into the buttocks area. And if you come up the side of the body a little bit to the front, we're getting the liver and gallbladder meridians. So all the way down the leg, through the buttocks, up into the chest, side of the body, a little bit on the inside, liver, gallbladder, meridians. So really activating it. Coming over, we're going to do the other side. One leg straight, one hand comes over. Breathe in, breathe out. Opening that up, opening up the lung meridian in the chest, opening up the low back, reaching over, and let's pound. Up and down the leg, through the buttocks, up and down the side of the body. Liver, gallbladder, meridians in here. Really moving that sheet. Okay, wonderful. Now, in this position, I'm going to show you a stretch. I'm going to demonstrate first. We're going to get 2 points. We're going to get to the liver 3 point again, but we're also going to get to this point right here in the middle of the foot. Everybody see that? This is kidney 1. Very important point for bringing the energy up in the body. Liver 3 is very good for distributing that energy, so they work together. The way we're going to do this, can you come like this? If you can, then you're going to let your thumb come into liver 3, and you're going to let your fingers, see where my fingers are? They're right into liver 1, or excuse me, kidney 1, and the thumb is right on, see that, kidney or liver 3. If you can do this, you can open up your legs and straighten them, which opens up the kidney bladder meridians. So we're kind of doing self-massage multitasking here. We're getting kidney 1 point, we're getting liver 3, and we're getting the meridians in the back of the legs. So if you can only do this, that's great. If you can straighten your legs out, wonderful. Breathe in. First we're going to bring our feet closer together. Breathe in. As we breathe out, we're going to let our fingers sink into kidney 1 on the bottom of the foot. Now breathe in. As we breathe out, we're going to let our thumbs come into liver 3 as our legs come closer together. Breathe in. Breathe out. Kidney 1, bottom of the foot. Breathe in. Breathe out. Liver 3 with the thumbs. Breathe in. Breathe out. Fingers into kidney 1, bottom of the foot. Hold. Breathe in, bringing the legs close together. Breathe out and pushing in on liver 3 with our thumbs. One more time, just because this is such an effective move. Breathe in, breathe out. Kidney 1, breathe in, breathe out, bringing the legs together, and liver 3 with the thumbs. Wonderful. Okay, very good. Let's come with our, just one more. We're going to come with our legs, see if you can see me, out like so a little bit. And now that you know where the meridians are, gallbladder on the outside, liver on the inside, we're just going to do some more pounding as we lean forward, because you will notice as you lean forward, you're going to feel the stretch on your inner leg, which is the liver meridian. So breathing in and breathing out, coming forward, pounding the gallbladder with your fist. Okay, now let's breathe. Let's come forward and now pound the inside of the leg, all the way in here, that liver chi, opening up all the liver, stuck liver chi. Back and forth, back and forth. All right, very good. So that's a bit of the liver gallbladder workout. It's so important because what happens with the liver energy, and many of you in the class today know about how the liver gets stuck. From a dietary perspective, it's eating too much, eating late at night, eating fried, greasy foods, etc. Stress is a big component for having the liver, what's called liver chi congestion. Stress really contributes to this. So what happens then is the liver energy gets stuck. It comes over to the stomach, spleen, pancreas, and it pulls energy from here. And all of a sudden, we have all these digestive issues, constipation, diarrhea, just difficulty digesting foods. And generally, it starts right here. So if we keep this energy moving, and then all this other stuff that happens over here, all those other symptoms will go away if we address the cause, which generally is in the liver gallbladder area. So that's it in a nutshell. And Patricia, I'll send it back to you, and I'm available for any questions.
Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Carrie. Man, oh man, you got some open hips and hamstrings. You must have been doing self-massage and yoga for some years.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I would like to welcome you back. And please sit cross-legged, lean to one side, get the sit bones and hips out and back. Lean to the other side, get the hips and sit bones out, sit nice and tall. Draw your shoulders back. We're just going to close the eyes for a moment here. Quiet the mind. Tune in to the gift of your breath. Feel your chi, your prana, your breath flowing through you. Lengthen your inhale. Lengthen your exhale. On your next inhale, open your eyes. And we are going to keep the hips tacked back as we lengthen the torso straight out over the crossed legs. If you would like to put your fingers on a block, you can do that, or on the earth. So keep your hips back and inhale your spine long, 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 straight out. Please keep your head in line with your spine. Keep your cervical spine in line with the rest of it. Inhale longer through your torso. Exhale, tack your hips back. On your next inhale, slowly slide yourself back so you're sitting up nice and straight, and then turn yourself out over one thigh, over one knee. Lengthen and grow your spine long, right out over that thigh. And you'll notice the opposite hip is trying to come up and go with you. drag it back. Breathe nice and slow. Feel the stretch in your hips and in your internal organs. Come on up. And turn out, take a slight twist as you contract and squeeze your organs, including your liver and gallbladder, as you stretch out over to the other side. So in the twist, we compact the organs and squeeze them nice and tight to juice them up. Another inhale longer. And then come on up. And then when you come out of the twist, more fresh chi and blood goes flowing in. Thank goodness for this. All right. So you can, if you have one block or two, we can use them. Please lay down on your back and bring the soles of your feet together to let your hips just fall open. And here, gravity's assisting us. Feel your shoulders anchoring down. And then if you have two blocks, you can set them right under your outer knee, outer thigh. So you're still getting a stretch, and yet your hips aren't suspended in the air. You'll put your hands on your belly. And we'll stay here for a few long, luxurious breaths. Nice outer hip rotation. Let gravity and your exhale open up your hips and your liver, gallbladder meridians on the insides of your legs. Thank you, Carrie Loeb. Push your feet together. Yeah, you feel a deeper activation on your inner thighs, your outer hips. And then release from pressing your feet together. And then press them together again. And exhale, release. Slide your hands down to the outside of your thighs and use your hands to bring your knees up together. You can set your blocks aside. Stretch your legs out, point your toes, and flex your feet. Please bend your legs again. And cross your right thigh over your left thigh. Scoot your hips about 6 inches to the right, and then drape your knees open down to your left. Yeah, let the weight of your legs come down. If the floor is just a little too far, you can rest your right knee on your block. Yeah. And now stretch your right shoulder out the opposite way. You can put your left hand on your hip and encourage your right hip away from your right shoulder. Love this nice spinal rotation hip opener, shoulder opener. If you want a little more juice, squeeze your inner thighs together. Option to grimace or smile. And bring your right arm up and both legs up. Uncross. Recross. Left thigh over your right thigh. Press to your right foot. Just scoot your hips a little to your left. Drag your knees down to the right. Oh. And then reach your left shoulder out the opposite way. Right hand on your left hip. And gently coax a little more space, a little more opening to release the chi, the prana, the circulation. Enjoy your breath. Enjoy the stretch. And bring your left arm up, both knees up, uncross. And now, take your feet over to the edges of your mat, please. Feel your shoulders rooted firmly down. With your feet staying on the edge of your mat like there's super glue there, drape both knees over to your left. Inhale your knees up. Drape both knees over to the right. Feet still on the edges of your mat. Inhale your knees up. And then take them back over to the left. Optionally, pick up your left foot and place it on top of your right thigh, right knee. Press down. And as you breathe here, energetically, see if you can energetically take your right hip away from your right shoulder. And pressing your foot on your thigh might help facilitate that. Sometimes it's the intention that begins first, and then the movement will follow. Excellent. Pick up your left foot, place it back on the edge of your mat. Inhale your knees up. Take both knees over to the right. Pick up your right foot, place it on top of your left thigh, left knee region. Press down to coax your left hip away from your left shoulder. Soften your face as you breathe through your nose. Opening up your hips. One hip here is getting an internal rotation. One is getting an external rotation. And pick up your right foot, place it back to the edge of your mat. And then bring your feet closer together. Pick up your shins. Hold onto your shins. Spread your toes. And we're going to make big hip circles. So go way out to the outer edge of your left hip. Tack your thighs away from you as you roll over to your right hip. Squeeze your knees all the way in. And then go back out to the left. And continue over. Squeeze in, stretch your thighs away. Sacrum circles. Massaging your lower back and your outer hips. are your toes doing? Remember your love toe, your little toe is your love toe. If you want more love in your life, love in the world, spread your little toe. And now squeeze your shins all the way in, and then take them over to the right, out to your outer right hip. Almost seems like you might fall over, but maybe you do, hopefully you don't. And then right thighs away, and then over to the left. If you do fall over, you don't have too far to go. When we take ourselves to our edges of our yoga practice, we bring more awareness there and learn things about ourselves. Go one more time around, and then squeeze your shins in, lift up your head and squeeze yourself as tight as you can. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then release, relax, exhale, relax. Let your thighs fall open. If you have a blanket, rest the blanket right over your thighs to ground your energy. Feel your shoulders resting on the earth. Feel your hips resting. And again, you can bring your hands to your belly, to your internal organs. Close your eyes. Rest your awareness in the flow of your breath here. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Again, inhale. Exhale, squeeze all the air out of your lungs. Inhale. Exhale fully. Open your eyes. Bend one leg, then the other. Take your blanket to the side. Roll to your side. Pause with your head in your forearm. Let your legs be really heavy as you use your arms to lift yourself up to seated. Drag your legs back into place. From my hips to your hips, namaste. From my liver and gallbladder to your liver and gallbladder, namaste. Thank you, Carrie, so much for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing your wisdom about our liver and our gallbladder. Oh, I love those pressure points. So we're here if you have any questions. I will unmute you.
That was amazing. Thank you both.